So I'm glad someone asked that. Now, how does this product help inflammation? Well, I can tell you from taking it, it helps inflammation. I feel tremendous. I feel like I'm 10 years young. All right, that's the proof is in the pudding. All right, but there's some unbelievable work that's being done looking at some of the things in this product to support inflammation. Some of it's for P3 inflammasomes. Inflammasomes are maybe a household word at some point. They're a big target now for pharmaceutical companies, and inflammasomes are involved in even things like Alzheimer's, rheumatoid arthritis, through their effect on interleukins. So there are all these little chemicals that involve the inflammatory cascade, and for the most part, some of the big ones are tumor necrosis factors, a whole host of drugs directed towards that, Cellcept, Remicade, Humira. But now the drug companies are really starting to target these inflammasomes. Well, it turns out that, as you can imagine, things we put in our mouth, things that are basically being ingested and becoming part of our biochemical system, can influence and support less inflammation, or it can increase and support more inflammation. And so this happens to be a product that seems to really support decreasing inflammasomes, which are involved in inflammation. And one of the pluses of that is after you exercise or do something really stressful, you typically feel very worn down the next day or even later in the day. And one of the first comments that I had from people, especially in their 40s and 50s and 60s, some of the older athletes that I know that have used this product, and some of the people that are have a very stressful lifestyle, is they feel the reduction in inflammation. That's what they noticed the most. Personally, I felt it almost immediately. I felt more of the prefrontal cortex, like whatever brain fog sometimes you have. Sometimes I felt that was tremendous, but that's all the mitochondrial support. The mitochondrial ATP production is so upregulated that you feel that. But one of the best things I think about the product is this decrease in inflammation. There's other things in here that help. The alpha lipoic acid, the PQQ. The PQQ is amazing because it actually helps mitochondrial biogenesis, which means it makes more mitochondria, more energy producers in our body. Mitochondria are amazing. They produce 98% of the energy of our body. And the cool thing about that is that we have like 10 billion of them in our body. 10 billion. That's a huge number. But they are basically producing almost every bit of ATP that we make. And as I told you, one of the things we want to do is have them be the most efficient they can. Well, what happens is, because they're running so fast, they themselves produce a lot of reactive oxygen species. They produce a lot of byproducts that cause damage. And so we've looked at that, and we've added things in to give support to those things. And some of these things are the BHB, which I just talked about, the PQQ, the tirostilbene, the nicotinamide riboside, the CoQ10. That's the second step of the electron transport chain. Between the first and second step is where the most reactive oxygen species occur. CoQ10's there to help pick up some of those reactive oxygen species. So we've done a lot in the product to help with inflammation, including this major mechanism, which I love, inflammasomes.